You know, the New Testament is in some ways strange book, and one of the strangest things that is there is that forgiveness is both an obligation and is made possible by God. And it's both obligation and something that has to come out of one's heart. Similar thing is about faith as well. But that means that the pursuit of forgiveness needs to be in the space between command and making it possible for myself to do the command. And that space is not easy to define. And that's why I think it makes very little sense to kind of insist as a kind of moral demand of a person to forgive when they are not yet quite prepared, ready to forgive, because forgiveness makes only sense, in my understanding, when it happens from the heart. And that's why I think we talked earlier also about this. That's why I think that it's probably not as useful to think in terms of political forgiveness or even group forgiveness, except in kind of analogical terms. There are kind of vague analogs to what we understand as forgiveness that can happen between groups. But at any rate, to return back, I think there is forgiveness in some ways for me is the grace of the new beginnings. It's the grace of the possibility of a reset. And in that sense, it's a very hopeful kind of thing. But like any hope, if you have a completely determined understanding or image of what you hope for, you might find yourself disappointed. Hope is a strange thing. We hope, Apostle Paul says, now I'm starting to preach. Is that what you want me to?
Go for it.
This is, Apostle Paul says, we hope in what we do not see. And we think, of course, how would you hope in something that you see? If you see it, you've got it, right? You don't have to hope. But there may be another element of this not seeing. And Martin Luther put it that way, understood it that way, namely that we hope and we do not see even clearly in our mind what the solution or what the content of the fulfilled hope will look like. Which is to say, hope is a certain kind of darkness. Looking in the future positively, but not nailing it down to the image that you have of the future. And then suddenly, hope, when it's fulfilled, one recognizes it as fulfillment of hope. Here's an example. So, I fall in love. And when I've fallen in love, I had certain vision of who that person might be. And yet, when I had fallen actually in love, if I compared the image that I had to what was before me, I would have said, yeah, it's not quite that, right? And I could have said that, right? Right? Or I could have said, which is what I did say, oh, so you are what I have been hoping for all along, right? Right? So in a sense, it's a surprise of the future that one is open for. And I think for forgiveness to be successful, it's this kind of hope into the unseen that is recognized as good is essential.